John Inwood, cinematographer for Girls5eva's. This is such a fun show to watch and I imagine to work on as well, because there are so many visual elements to it, music videos and performances and flashbacks and fantasies and parodies of old shows. So what is it like working on something with such dexterity in its visual language?
Well, it's a lot of fun with this show because it's we have a very good TV family that's been working together for many years, and now we're in season 2, and season 1 was a lot of fun, very challenging. But every time you do your first season, you're learning how to make the show, and you're defining what the style of the show is, and you get better at it. You get better and better at it. But yeah, it's very challenging because most scenes have all 4 of our beautiful ladies, and we want them to look their best, and they're often performing and they're often dressed to the nines. So it's very challenging on the entire crew, the hair, makeup, and costuming, as well as my camera department and our lighting. And often we want to kind of capture the energy that we have with the 4 ladies. So often we're choosing to cross cover them, which is a bit challenging because it's your beauty lighting in two directions. But I feel like my crew and I have gotten very good at it, and gotten very dialed in. And also we also have to be ready on the drop of a dime to do a performance scene, because schedules will change, and sometimes we'll have a pop that's like a 2-second scene that involves performing. So we're always ready to create great performance lighting. And I have a sort of palette that I love to use with them, and when we shake it up, and the big scenes, of course, there's quite a bit that goes into it. We're scouting them ahead of time and doing a lot of planning, like the finale scene when Girls5eva is competing to open for collab. And we had to actually have 3 different lighting looks: one for collab, one for the band the singer they're competing with, and one for Girls5eva. And my lighting team and I have gotten so dialed in, both in what we know we like, and then shaking it up and giving it some variety. Mm-hmm. And then I have an incredible operators. David Tasher is my Steadicam operator, and Rob Pagliaro is fantastic, and they're a great team at doing cross coverage and doing dynamic coverage of performances.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Like the main story in real life, I guess, quote unquote, like it's very classically shot with they're all framed really nicely, like bright lighting, very reminiscent of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which you guys also all worked on, basically the same team.
Yes.
But then when you guys do the pops and, like you were saying, like the performances or the music videos, it's not only like different lighting, but like even I'm assuming different cameras and lenses.
Well, I'm glad you noticed that. Yeah.
And stuff, right?
Yeah, we really love to, and this comes from the top down, from Meredith and Jeff and Tina and Robert, our executive producers. They like it to feel authentic, and I've been on shows where they would prefer to just do it in post, but we try to do it in camera, and we shoot with, because a lot of the pops are from 20 years ago. So, which is a big challenge because, we need to shoot all of them at 20. I mean, Paula Pell, Gloria, has a double for her at 20 years old, but the other 3, Sara and Busy and Renee are playing themselves as 20 years younger. And so, the makeup is different, the hair is different, and, we try to light them for that. And then we try to shoot with vintage cameras. So often we'll shoot with, vintage 20-year-old Betacams. And I have a resource that I use, Mike Syme, who's kind of the video guru of New York, who has a collection of older cameras that function. And I usually need 2 of them because we have 4 characters, and if we kind of need to have at least 2 cameras to cover these scenes in a timely manner. But also, as is written in from season 1, Meredith wrote that Gloria is the videographer of Girls5eva way back when they started, and she has a little Sony Hi8 video camera, and so we just bought one, and we have it, we carry it. It's a vintage camera in a working condition, and we use it, quite a bit. So it gives it a very authentic look. There are times where we shoot on the Panavision DXL with the red sensor, not to geek out, but for those who want some technical information. And we shoot it very high, 6K. But sometimes we'll occasionally shoot one of these pops with the newer cameras. But we've developed a couple of different recipes of post filters and effects that give it a pretty authentic look. But the preference is always to shoot on the older vintage cameras.
For sure.
So that was a very long response. Sorry.
No, it's very interesting, because I think it is true what you're saying. Like maybe some other shows might just do that kind of manipulation in post, right? But it also, like, a lot of the flashbacks too feel very like handheld, like shaky cam as well. Not
yes. Well,
videos.
exactly. We'll shake it up. And I love doing that. I mean, I think most cinematographers, we love having a second or third look within a project, and the show has a style. Like you said, it's sort of classically framed, nicely lit. Try not to get too bright, but we take advantage of the opportunities for the flashbacks to shake it up and go handheld and create these different looks, and that's always very satisfying. And it just, I think the viewer enjoys it, and I think viewers, they feel it.
Yeah, for sure. And like I'm someone who like grew up during that era, so when I see like a flashback of like TRL or something,
yes,
I'm like, it's like nostalgic, and like it feels like a memory too. But when you are doing these kind of like parodies of like these real shows like Cribs or TRL or something like that, like do you watch old footage of those, or do you just...
Sure. Sure. We really want them to be authentic. And I've kind of I'm used to doing that, because I for a while I did the SNL films, and we always took a lot of pride in when we parodied, was studying the style, finding out the cameras that they use, the lenses. And so we do that on Girls5eva as well, where and fortunately you can find everything on YouTube, or you could find it and check it out. But we try to incorporate the camera work, the lighting, and make it authentic.
It's always like a little bit like off, so we know it's your guys's style. And
it's a little tweaked. I guess so.
Because this season you guys also do Star Search. So what was it creating that?
Star Search, yes. That, you mean when Renee is competing? Wiki is competing, and was an incredible, like our cast is so incredible. They all have their superpowers, and Renee is just incredible. How she believably, like, we have to do these 20-year flashbacks, which is that's a lot. And it's a challenge on everybody. But what helps sell it is great performances. The ladies are so good at performing as a 20-something-year-old, or in the case of the Star Search is Renee when she's 15. So they gave her a certain hairstyle, and the costuming was perfect. They gave her braces, but her performance. And I went up to Renee afterwards. I said, Renee, you were so convincing. I said, I love the way you had your feet pigeon-toed. And she said, I did. like her whole body just took over and became 15 years old. And that, I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she was method without even realizing it.
Yes, exactly. But she completely sold it. Yeah, and that was shot with the authentic. I think they were really old betas. So they were. So like one of my crew members said, "Is this pushing it too far?" I said, "No, it feels right. It feels right." Yeah.
Well, speaking of Wiki, she has the most outrageous costumes out of all four of them. I mean, all four of them wear pretty out there clothing. So what is it like
Summer's
costumes?
out there too.
Yeah, she has a lot of pink.
But yeah, like I mean, Sarah's character Dawn, and she's the grounded one. She's she kind of we sort of see the world through her eyes in some ways, but they save her incredible outfits for performance. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, she's dressed nicely, but not flamboyantly. Yeah. But Summer pushes it, and yeah, and Wiki is really out there. She's the narcissist.
Yeah. So what is it like lighting for their outfits and finding the proper one for each of them?
I try to give them a lot of, some beautiful beauty light, soft source, but always some nice edges with a little color, mixing a little hard light and soft light, because a lot of their outfits might have sequins, and so it's nice to pick up the kicks. Mm-hmm. And you try to frame them in backgrounds where they'll really separate and really pop out from the background.
Mm-hmm. They do a lot of Instagram lives. That the characters do a lot of Instagram lives with their own ring lights, and I was thinking, like, when I was watching them, I was like, a lot of the photography on the show itself, like it feels like it's lit by a ring light, like it's like that soft focus sometimes, during like yeah. So what's their technique in accomplishing that?
Well, I mean, when we do the Instagram lives, we shoot them authentically with on an iPhone with a ring light if it's called for. But otherwise, I always beauty lighting them. So I feel like my style for the show is sort of a sweetened naturalism. But job number one is I want the ladies to look their best, and so if I depart from reality, it's sort of a glamorized, sweetened reality. But I try to keep it in the natural realm, somewhat naturalistic.
Well, this season,
if there's a window source, you're feeling the window source. You're seeing the texture on the background from Stun. But I actually shoot with ring lights on my cameras. I have these incredible ring lights. They're called Cinerings, and I've been using them for 5 or 6 years. I worked with a gaffer on a show called American Woman for Paramount, and it was, again, beauty. I had Alicia Silverstone and Nina Savari, and I was talking to the gaffer about ring lights, and he said, "Oh, I've developed a ring light." I said, "Yeah, because I've never seen a good one. So bring yours in. Let me see it." And this particular ring light is, you can control it remotely, wirelessly. You can dim it up and down, and you can change the color temperature. So I tend to wear it. Most of the shows I have beautiful actresses that I want to look their best. So I've started using these ring lights on every day on both cameras, and they're perfect they're ideal for Girls5eva. It's like they were designed for Girls5eva, because
it's designed for Wiki. She definitely has a ring light following her.
Yeah, well, it's like she's walking around with a ring light. Well, I try not to be too obvious about it, but I guess I'm a little more obvious than I thought. But no, you've just got a good eye.
It works though, because that's just the type of show it is, and that's the visual language you guys have developed like throughout
last
seasons. Yeah. So But this season you also have a new set with the recording studio.
Yeah, the recording studio, that's another, it's a challenging set because it's a beautiful set. Mylene Santos designed it, and it's so authentic looking. But recording studios are small by nature. We've expanded it a little bit, and we have flyaway set walls if we need to. But it's hard to shoot in small spaces, and we have the Girls5eva, all 4 of them in there a lot, which was just it's another challenge, and we just got better and better at it. It took us by the end of the first episode, we were a bit dialed in, and we just got better and better at it as we went, just learning little tricks about lighting a set, which happens, that's sort of a natural thing, but because of the size and also the reflective surfaces, because there's windows, and then you have the huge window that separates the recording studio from the mixing studio. And so there's glass surfaces everywhere, which I like, visually I like it, but it presents challenges because you're always trying
because you don't want like the boom in the shot.
Yeah, you're just trying to control reflections. Yeah. See things that you want to see, but not see cameras.
Yeah. Well, the third episode, they want to be part of Lil Stinker's music video.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, very ostentatious. A lot of gold bling everywhere. What was it like shooting that one?
We had so much fun with that. And I think we did a pretty good rap video. The ladies were amazing. Their performance was so great, and we had so much fun doing it. And it was one of the rare scenes that we actually, because first season we were one of the first shows to shoot under COVID protocols. So we were not allowed to have atmosphere because they wouldn't, that was one of the protocols. And beginning of the second season, the protocols had changed, and they found a type of atmosphere or fog that is, healthy and herbal, and we were allowed to use it. So we used it, and we were very heavy with it intentionally. And that just added to it, and the camera movement, the steady cam, and we just had fun with it.
Mm-hmm. I also like the montage at the end when they're filming their year's worth of social media posts throughout the set.
That's fantastic. Yeah, we're
like the quick change.
With a quick change where they're rolling the camera and changing. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, we're mixing up the mediums. We're shooting it with our cameras, and we're shooting it with iPhones, and I think it's a visually fun show to watch.
Yes, for sure.
A lot of eye candy, in addition to all the eye candy.
Yeah. What is your favorite Girls5eva song?
I'm very high on Bend But Not Break right now, because it was really so moving, and that was the end of the season.
It's a good song. Yeah. It's
a great song, and it has a lot of heart, and like it brought most of the crew to tears. And and it's just the energy. It captures the the love, the heart, the energy of Girls5eva. Mm-hmm. It's a great song. It's a great song.
Mm-hmm. Well, the show
Sarah's pretty good at writing songs.
Yeah, like breaking news. Who would have thought? Sara Bareilles, a great songwriter.
Yes.
Well, John, it was great speaking with you. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day.
Great. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Thank you.